Hey, what's going on everybody? Jason here, and welcome back to another Warzone 2.0 video. Today we have the official trailer for Ashika Island, the brand new Resurgence map coming to Season 2 of Warzone 2.0, as well as some more screenshots of the map, which we will go over after we watch the trailer. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and check this out. It's only a 39-second trailer, but here we go, Ashika Island. Looks really nice. Love the Japanese castle aesthetic. Okay. Pretty normal gameplay trailer so far.
Upon this island of war.
Okay. Island of War. Got a lot of naval combat here. Upon this island of war, what? You leave me on a cliffhanger. Ah, Resurgence returns. Of course, of course. Well, I mean, it looks like a pretty cool island. Looks pretty neat. Free for everyone February 15th. Of course, we all know that, but just taking a look at some of these scenes here from the trailer. Here's the underground waterway that we learned about the other day. And man, the whole aesthetic of the map, the cherry blossom tree, the buildings, it just looks like a really cool map. But now, moving on from the trailer, here we have some more promotional material for Ashika Island, including this image of some of the characters. I believe this guy's name is Ronan, and he was an operator back in Modern Warfare 2019. Here's Rose, and then I believe this character's name is Nova. So here we go, let's jump right into it. Ashika Island overview, a deep dive on Ashika Island, the new Resurgence map in Season 2 of Call of Duty Warzone 2.0. Resurgence mode returns on a new battleground in Warzone 2.0 starting in Season 2. From details on its history to breakdowns of all 7 major points of interest, prepare for a deep dive on Ashika Island. Ashika Island, also known as Isle of the Sea Lion, is part of a small archipelago located in an undisclosed location, somewhere in the APAC, Asia-Pacific region. Latest missives indicate the isle is being used as a hub for the ultra-nationalist Kony group, including the transportation of chemical and biological weapons. Current intel obtained by Redacted suggests noxious weaponry is being shipped from a suspected biolab facility in Al Mazrah. And of course, we know the biolab in Al Mazrah is Building 21. Originally planned as a resort destination, development on Ashika Island was halted in the mid-1990s due to Redacted and the sterling work of Redacted, but publicly the reasons remain undisclosed. Since this time, travel to and from the island has been heavily restricted. So it sounds like we're going to be getting some interesting story details as it pertains to Ashika Island, the bioweapons from Building 21 making their way over to this island, and we'll just have to see what happens when the story unravels in Season 2. Recently intercepted communications suggest that elements of Shadow Company under the leadership of Redacted have taken control of the Isle, seemingly on the hunt for members of the Kony group. And how much you want to bet that Redacted is going to be General Shepard? While the location appears abandoned, there are whispers on the wires of Kony operators remaining active in this conflict zone. Regardless of where you drop in, extreme caution is advised. So now that we know a little bit more about the backstory of Ashika Island with the Kony group, Shadow Company infiltrating, the bioweapons, things like that, let's go ahead and take a look at some more screenshots. And each of these locations detailed here in the pictures have captions underneath them. So if you guys want to take a look at those captions, I will leave this article linked down below in the description so you guys can check out the article, because I'm just going to take a look at the pictures for this video. So here we have Oganiku Farms. Here's the location on the map, and this is what it looks like. Now, I don't know why, but it reminds me of Decoy from Vanguard. Again, I don't know why it reminds me of that. Maybe just the color scheme of it kind of reminds me of it, but here's one of the locations. Here we have the lookout and ruins, and here we have this destroyed building. We have this radio tower. Not a whole lot of crazy stuff here. Then we have the North Beach right next to that, it looks like. Here's that radio tower again. Here's Oganiku Farms right next to it, and it's a beach. Pretty simple. Next up, we have the greenhouses, and it looks like the greenhouses are going to be next to Oganiku Farms and the North Beach, because there's that radio tower again, and these buildings look pretty similar to what we saw at Oganiku Farms. Next up, we have another point of interest, the town center. This location here that I said in yesterday's video reminded me of Black Ops 2. Here we have the North Sea Wall, and I wonder if players are going to be able to climb on top of these sea walls and maybe snipe or camp here. I hope not. Next up, we have the ferry terminal. Looks like a pretty simple, standard, straightforward location here for the town center. Next up, we have the tourist center building. Again, a pretty simple, straightforward building here at the town center. We have the event center building, which this looks like something from Black Ops 2 to me. Again, I don't know why it reminds me of Black Ops 2, but it just kind of does. And then we have a gas station. pretty straightforward. It's a gas station. Then we have the Science Center, which I wonder if all the bioweapons and all the chemicals from Building 21 are going to be stored here. Because if they're going to be adding some sort of story to Ashika Island here in Season 2, I would assume that this building is going to be fairly important. Next up, we have a fairly interesting area, which is the river channel and bridges. And the reason why I think it's interesting is because I can already see a lot of players coming through this area on jet skis, players on top of the bridge sniping those players from the jet skis, people trying to swim away in the water. This could be a pretty crazy area. Next up, we have the South Sea Wall and the floating gas station, which again, looks pretty simple. Yep, that's a floating gas station. Then we have the Market District, which these buildings down here kind of remind me of Storage Town from Verdansk. So a lot of close quarters combat is going to be happening in that area. And then again, we have another gas station that they're going to be highlighting. I don't know why they showed two gas stations. Then we have Town Hall, which looks like it has multiple floors, multiple opportunities to grab loot. And then moving on, we have another point of interest here, the Beach Club. This is what it looks like on the map, and this was the location from yesterday's video that I said kind of reminded me of Caldera. Let's go ahead and see if any of these locations resemble Caldera at all. First up, we have the aquarium. Okay, so far kind of sort of reminds me of Caldera, mainly because of the trees here and the building and the way it looks. Then we have the beach club and bathhouse, which this definitely looks like a location from Caldera. Next up, we have beach and observation point, which again reminds me of Caldera. We have this little beach right here. We have this area that reminds me of the resort area of Caldera, and this little building right here, which I can only assume is going to be the observation point. Next up here, we have the demolition site, and upon looking at this image for the first time, it kind of reminds me of a dilapidated Noctur and Toten. I'm not sure if it's going to be an homage to Noctur and Toten or not, because we already had that in Caldera, but just the way the building looks, it just sort of kind of reminds me of that. Then moving on to the big castle in the middle of the map, Suki Castle. This is what it looks like on the TAC map, and you can see it's a pretty big location. We have the main stronghold, which look at this castle. It's a huge castle with a lot of places to explore. This is the point in the map that I'm looking forward to exploring the most. Here we have another screenshot of the castle from another angle. We have the castle walls. We have some more buildings here, and I can only imagine that this is probably going to be the hot drop of the map. Because just look at the location. I can only imagine that there's going to be a ton of loot cram-packed into this castle because of how many buildings and places there are to explore. Next up, we have the northwest battlements, the SAM batteries here, and yep, these are two SAM turrets on the castle grounds here, and this looks like it could be an interesting area as well. We then have the North Museum grounds again on the castle grounds, and it looks like a pretty simple, straightforward area. We have the Southeast Gardens, and the garden area looks pretty nice already. We have the cherry blossom trees, we have this nice pond, we have the buildings, so this might be one of the more scenic areas of the map. Then we have the waterways, which actually doubles as a submarine base, so I wonder if we're going to be able to go inside a submarine. Next up, we have another point of interest here. This is Port Ashika. Here we have the Humpback Bridge. Pretty simple, it's a bridge. We have the dockside and warehouse, which again, this looks like an area that might have some good loot because there are warehouses here and it looks like a lot of storage areas. We have the canal, river channel, and control, which looks very similar to the other location that we took a look at earlier. Then we have Ashika Bay and floating gas station. I guess the reason why they're highlighting gas stations in this article, now that I think about it, is because you're going to be able to refuel and repair your jet skis. And then of course we had those other two gas stations highlighted earlier in the article, probably because you can refuel and repair cars. And yep, just as I'm talking about gas stations, here's another gas station. We have mechanics yard and oil vats, and this is what the area looks like. Then we have the Rocky Bluffs, which again looks pretty simple. Yep, those are Rocky Bluffs. And then we have another point of interest here, which is the residential area. We have apartments, which look very similar to some of the apartments and hotels from Caldera. We have the power plant, which looks pretty basic. Then we have the water treatment facility, which again looks like a pretty basic location, but I wonder if there's going to be a way to enter the underground tunnels through this water treatment system. Then we have the residential district, which looks pretty basic. Then we have the point of interest here, the shipwreck. We have a beached cargo tanker here, which again looks like a pretty simple location. Another beached cargo ship here with some cargo crates on the beach. And I'm sure everybody watching this video right now looking at this image knows exactly what's going on here. The containers area of Ashika Island is the exact same layout as shipment. Then we have clifftop demolition, which looks like a building in ruins because of a landslide. And finally, we have the lookout point and the gas station, which again is a pretty simple location and those are all the screenshots. Ashika Island will become the DZ for Resurgence Battle Royale and an additional DMZ infiltration option as part of Season 2 of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0, launching February 15th on all platforms. Expect more Season 2 intel and a seasonal announcement blog to be released on February 8th. Well, there you have it, everybody. The gameplay trailer for Ashika Island, as well as some more screenshots of this brand new Resurgence Battle Royale map coming with Season 2. I said it in yesterday's video, and I'm gonna say it again. I really hope that this map is a good map when it comes to Warzone 2.0 pretty soon, because I'm a fan of Resurgence-style Battle Royale maps. I liked Rebirth Island, and I also liked Fortune's Keep for what it was worth, even though Fortune's Keep was only around for a few months. So we'll just see what happens on February 15th when Ashika Island launches for Warzone 2.0. What do you guys think about Ashika Island? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video, and I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe if you're a brand new viewer. And with that said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in this crazy world, and I'll see you guys next time.